Welcome to this BVTV People and Teams SpotCast, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision, and I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. This is episode 2 in a trilogy with leading career development expert Vicky Oliver and her insights into people retention at this time of what's been called the Great Resignation. So let's say hello again, Vicky.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's lovely to keep talking to you. Look, let's dive straight into episode 2 of the trilogy. In episode 1, you kindly set the scene of what's happening. Now, can you kindly tell us how companies, especially their leaders, should tackle the situation? I mean, perhaps they shouldn't be rushing at it. Maybe they should take time to consider. And you used the word recalibration in episode 1. What should their process, and let's call it action flow, be?
Right. So I think the main thing is that they have to realize that employees have a choice. Okay. An employee is not a worker for life. All right. The person has a choice about being there. And also, it's a privilege to lead. You're not a leader just because you make more money than everybody else or because you have a bigger title. It's also that people who work for you respect you and that they respect the values of the company and that they feel that you as a leader are transparent with them and honest with them. And they have to believe in the mission of the company. It's your job to translate the mission to them and to explain it to them so that everybody feels it. What you ideally want is for all the people who work for you to feel like they're ambassadors at your company. I mean, even if they are very low on the totem pole, what their work is matters and that they are pushing the mission forward. I'd say that's like the most important thing. And I feel that leaders who do that will retain employees better in this situation.
So the communicating that vision, I do find though that a lot of leaders don't go down far enough. And for example, I've spent 40 odd years working in hospitality, tourism and travel. And I would always interview all the people in a restaurant and talk to them about the part they're playing. And time again, the dishwasher will say, well, I'm just here to wash dishes. No, you're not. Because if that cutlery or that plate goes out dirty, whatever it may be, that's affecting the reputation, the vision, the image of the business. Surely leaders should go right the way through the business, shouldn't they?
Yes, and I also help, maybe because of my own background, I think it helps to start at the bottom too, so that you identify with the people who are slaving there for you at the bottom, and I feel like that's really, really important. But also, I feel that employers should focus more on the worker experience. Yeah. And sometimes that involves listening to stuff you don't want to hear. Like maybe you should give feedback surveys and have them be anonymous, and learn like what's going on and what workers think about you and how you could improve. Like you might be doing something small that drives them crazy, and then they want to leave. So I feel like, some of the kind of empathetic values, they're called sort of soft skills, listening better, those type of skills can come in handy today.
Like emotional intelligence, you mean? And also what I do find, though, that there's a big disconnect between what leaders think about their employees and what the employees think about the leaders. For example, if I'm doing, say, a balanced scorecard, a conversation with a leader, it'll always pound to a penny. They tell me, everything's green, red, amber, green. Everything's green and everything to do with our employees. They love this place, and you get down to the employees and they say, well, he's a right useless leader, isn't he?
Right. I mean, I believe that people change when they want to change. Yeah. It has to come, I think, from your own motivation to want to be a better employer, And I think you can be alerted to some of your shortcomings, because I believe everybody has shortcomings and it's only human to have them. But I feel if you have a mirror up to what you're doing that your workers don't like, I think you're ahead of the game, you know? So I would say like surveys, asking your workers like how they feel, having other people in the company ask them how they feel, just in case they feel like they can't tell you how they feel, you know? You want to learn that one way or another. And then when you know that, you can adjust.
Yeah. You need to get Snow White's magic mirror. All right. Thanks, Vicky. Now let me remind our audience of your URL, your website address, which is, and obviously viewers, you can see it on the screen behind me, but for listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's, Vicky, VICKY, Oliver.com. That's VickyOliver.com. Vicky's written 5 multi-selling books, including this one that you can see on the screen. And you have to watch episode 1. She'll tell you more about the book. But I just love the title, Bad Bosses, Crazy Co-Workers, and Other Office Idiots. And it's published by Source Books. I suggest that too many companies are resigned to the Great Resignation and have no effective plan for talent retention. That's silly. In this BVTV SpotCast, you've had some great advice from the expert. Thanks, Vicky Oliver.
Thank you so much for having me.